Good evening. A Bakersfield native is learning that her family tree is a lot larger than she ever thought after growing up as an only child. 41 years later, she recently found out she has 22 half-brothers and sisters. 23 ABC's Tori Cooper spoke to the woman who now lives in Ridgecrest and has more on how she found her siblings and how it's changed her life for good.
Jennifer Slayton says she took a 23andMe DNA test 4 months ago, and in January of this year she was contacted by her half-brother and was introduced to 21 other half-siblings shortly after. But now she says there could still be other half-siblings out there, but that she's grateful for the ones she has already found.
It's a lot to take in. I mean, just finding out all of a sudden that, half of your DNA is not from the person who you thought it was, that's a big surprise.
Jennifer Slayton said at 17 years old, she first learned she was donor conceived.
My father was diagnosed with a very serious form of dementia that's hereditary. And so I was very worried that it was going to be something that I would have and maybe even pass down to children. And so my mom told me, she said, he's still your father. That didn't change, but biologically, he's not actually your father.
Slayton says technology limitations at the time kept her from finding her biological father. But in 2018, her husband wanted to try out the 23andMe DNA kit for fun, and she was hesitant but agreed to it.
So I went ahead, we did it, we spit in the tube, we sent it off, and then I get it back, and I'm actually headed out for a camping trip with my mom and my kids, and I have 5 close relative matches.
Before Slayton could return home, she already received a phone call.
Then Evan called me, one of my half-brothers, called me, and I was on the trip with my mom, and I said, how many of us are there? And he said, well, you're number 21. And I was like, wow. And they knew who the donor was, and they met him, and I've actually met him now as well.
Slayton says she knew Evan was telling the truth because his DNA matched up with hers on Ancestry.com. Soon after the phone call, she was linked into the half-sibling Facebook page. The next 2 months were spent meeting up with her half-siblings, and she no longer felt like she didn't fit in.
They're amazing. Like, I went and met them for the first time and was really nervous and walked in, and it was like meeting versions of myself. Like, all of these people have so much in common with me, and they're nice, obviously, and they're friendly, and we have a lot of the same interests and the same mannerisms. We all talk with our hands a lot.
Slayton has since started making new memories with her half-siblings. She has met her donor, and she says there could be several others out there.
And when I met all these people, it was like that missing piece had been found.
Slayton says she now has several other family get-togethers planned, but for now they are just waiting to see if more matches pop up. But for now, in Ridgecrest, I'm Tori Cooper for 23 ABC News, connecting you.